Hi guys, there are two ways colleges are looking for students. One, those who have very good exam score. Yeah, आप exam में अच्छा करो, CAT, CMAT, ZAT में अच्छा score लाओ and you can get admission. And other way is a profile-based call, which is called Achievers Round in your college. So, what is exactly Achiever Round? Is it a special round that you have starry eyes, or you have very big people so that you are invited separately, or is just a good way to find good people?
I believe that the college has another way of also looking into students who have overdone apart from academics, and things like going into extracurriculars or curriculars which they have excelled in life, and I think they should be benefited for that too, but also keeping in mind the merits of their scores. So college looks for these people who can bring something different to the college. So I think this is one of the way college likes to go through Achievers Round and get students with different perspectives.
Correct. Yeah, obviously, one exam cannot decide how good or bad you are. So it's like one match will not decide whether this is a good player or bad player. So like lot of colleges, SPGen is doing this thing now, Go Institute of Management, your college is doing this thing. So what is your achievements which made you got selected for this Achievers Round?
So humbly enough, I have a few achievements. I have represented at state level for Gujarat basketball.
Okay.
And I've also worked and arranged an event with United Nations Women during my school.
Okay.
So these were two of the major achievements, I would say, which got me into Achievers Round.
So your profile was towards more about extracurricular activities.
Correct.
And academic wise?
Academic wise, because I was a person with keeping my leg in different boats, curriculars, extracurriculars. So I had a good percentile in my CAT also, because college does not go down on like what is the
cutoff.
score.
Yeah,
cutoff has to be met.
Correct.
But they get an advantage of coming early and getting into the college.
So it's more about early bird as well. So you have to be, if you are active, if you are really serious about that.
Yeah, many people have gotten the Achievers Round.
Correct.
But you also need to be alert of those emails from the college.
Correct. So now the Achiever Round is going on. So if you want to apply, you can apply now. So how much were the 10th, 12th marks?
So in my 10th, I had got around 80 percentile, and in my 12th, I got 85. And in my graduation, I got a 8.9 CGPA out of 10.
So 8.
Yes.
Okay. So this is one thing which I've seen consistently. So those ask me, what is a good academic record? I think 8
Correct.
is a benchmark. That if you're crossing that limit, then you have a good academic record. So that is number one thing they see. Number two is your extracurricular activities. Correct. So like you're a state level player. So that helped you convert this thing. What about your work experience?
I'm a fresher. I had appeared for UPSC a few times.
Okay.
So I gave few attempts for Army and UPSC, and once I was not able to clear them, so I thought I'll try my hand at something leadership. So UPSC was leadership for me. I'm very interested into leadership. MBA was another way of bringing in my leadership skills and team skills, which I've learned from sports also, into management. So that's why I chose CAT, and I hence came to Goa Institute of Management.
Right. So do you take a gap for UPSC?
Yeah, I graduated in 2020
and joined in 2023 now.
So I left that, and 1 year I prepared for UPSC, gave my attempt, and during that time I was also giving attempts for CDS. And following year 2020, when I got my results and I didn't clear it, so I went for CAT and prepared in a very short time and gave CAT. Luckily, because of my extracurricular activities, I also got through Achievers Round, and hence.
And academic record as well. So how did you justify the gap? So you are almost 2 years ka gap, because this is not, you go to Quora, you go to various places, people say, "Arey, I could not get selected because I have no work experience." Correct. So two questions here. A, is it a very bad thing on the resume that I have taken a year drop or a gap year? B, how you justified in the interview?
So the first question, I do not think it's a bad thing until you have something to
justify.
Prove.
Correct.
That I had this thing going on. Like for me, if I did not do anything and I was just sitting at home, it would have been bad wrong on my part to even think of getting into that college and also justify it.
Correct. And the panelist is going to ask you this question. Yeah. See, the panelist is there to ask you everything. Why you are wearing black? Why you are wearing blue? So every kind of question is going to come. Fine. So that is not a big deal. So वो पूछेंगे, उसका काम है पूछना. But how you answer that question is the main thing. So how you answer that question?
So I justified it by saying that since my childhood, I had always wanted to be a leader, and UPSC was something which was on my mind at first, and it is a very tough exam. We have to face it. It's a very tough exam. So it's very difficult for us to clear that exam. But I didn't, feel demotivated because of that. And I thought, why not use my leadership in business management? And I justified that I have studied in a very holistic manner everything about our country and relations, which is also used in our, like for example, legal aspects of business, which you study in your MBA.
Correct.
It's something I've read in UPSC as well.
Correct.
So that helps me here, and justified to that I can bring in a very holistic or hawk insight to the way of studying management as well. So I should be given a chance to appear in this.
And now I've seen many people who have who are like UPSC dropout. I'm sorry to use that word. So yeah, UPSC a problem. If you get through, you are the king of the ring. But if you not get through, you are a graduate again. So there's a huge gap. Like MBA, non-MBA, there's not a major gap. But here it's a huge gap between the two profiles. So but if you in the interview, if you are honest enough to say कि यार I've taken the gap for UPSC. And so how you said that I could not crack it or I tried? The two very different way to say this thing.
Yeah. I said that I gave my best, and due to certain reasons maybe I was not able to get it, but I didn't give my hope, and I went for a second attempt. And even though I didn't get it, I didn't lose my hope, because I knew that some way or the other I will have a door to showcase my leadership, and CAT gave me that.
So management gave
management.
me that. Superb. So guys, this is what profile is all about. So if you have good academic record or work experience or extracurricular, even if you have a gap of 2 years, it does not matter a lot. Fine. If you can justify the gap with something, so no problem at all. So great, Abhishek. Thank you very much. So Priyam, thank you very much. Priyam.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm very bad with names.
It's okay.
All the best.